Salt.
Sauna.
So
We're back. Oh wait, hold on. My chair's going weird. Hold on. Hey, Mario, stop! Ah!
mine's doing this thing too. It's fighting.
Wait, is it?
It's fighting.
I had it on me. You know what?
Let's just roll with it. They
Hey.
saw us.
Okay, we
was worried about having the chin issue.
I'm trying to.
film,
now I don't know what is on. Like, hold on, I gotta turn this down. That's serious.
Oh, mine's not doing all that.
Okay, here.
These zero gravity massage chairs are really.
I know.
Oh, now I'm doing it. Oh.
I don't know what it. This is like a invigorating one. I don't want that. Hold on. Let's do this. Okay, I'm gonna go sleep. That's what I originally picked.
My booty being massaged right now.
Oh my goodness.
It feels nice. All on my hips and my booty.
Anyway, okay, so we are back. We're back in the studio. HaloHeat Sauna Studios. We're back in the studio today. We're in their cooling lounge.
Yes.
In a couple, they call these the relaxing massage chairs. They have some therapeutic ones, got some compression, and then they have the relaxation ones. Okay, this is better.
Yes.
This is better. You just got to find the right settings. You got to find the right settings. Because, ooh, buddy, I was not ready.
But it's good, though. Feels good.
Well, now, yeah.
It's been a stressful couple of weeks.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
So this is actually, like, really nice.
I needed this today.
I know we're supposed to talk about stuff, but I really, like, piece of me don't want to. I just want to sit back and just
what if we enjoy this moment. Sit and let people watch us?
Oh, like an SMR kind of deal. It's gonna be weird. Yes.
Not like that though. That's
I took it too far.
That's cool. That's creepy.
I took it too far.
No, that's creepy. But I mean,
the sound effects was too much.
Yes.
But you know what?
What?
That's a good segue on today's topic, though.
What's today's topic?
About acoustic vibration therapy, using sound therapy.
Sound waves are fantastic. So, I sent you an article the other day because I'm weird like that and like to follow science news. And in Japan, they did a study, and they're
just
finding.
Back and forth,
I have it on sleep mode.
Mine's not rocking me like that.
You put it on sleep mode.
I want to be rocked like a baby.
Yeah.
I want to be rocked like a baby.
Yeah, sleep mode. It makes you like it's massaging and rocking me.
Okay, I'm sorry, guys. Now back to the topic at hand: sound therapy, acoustic vibration therapy, and you said in Japan,
researchers did some studies using sound waves and acoustic vibration on different cells in order to see, how they react, if there are any health benefits, and that they're finding that yes, sound and sound waves actually support cellular function and may help fight fat.
Yes. And from the article, it was just talking about how the sound, one, it is non-invasive, right? And safe. And what it does is, it can penetrate the cell and kind of disrupt the functionality of the cell, right? In order for it, like in some cases, they saw some cells that would have turned into fat cells and they didn't do that. And then in some cases, they saw a reduction by 15% of the cells that actually did convert into fat cells from using the sound therapy. So it's new and experimental in terms of the application for that, but for other applications, they find it for combating other health issues being very effective.
Yes. So sound in general is a therapeutic modality.
Yes. Can you elaborate really? I mean, how does HaloHeat use sound therapy?
So here at this studio, we include a vibroacoustic lounger with the salt and sauna sessions. And so you have the option. You can hang out in this room with the massage chairs, which a lot of people do. But then I've also started to notice that some of the clientele will do both. They'll do at least like 15 minutes on the sound lounger and then come do the massage chair. And so so if you're wondering about the article that we were talking about, check out, it was in the New York Post, I believe. Yes, it was in the New York Post. What month are we in? We're in April, end of April, maybe like a week ago or so. But Japanese study using sound to reduce fat. So anyway, but back to the sound lounger. So a sound lounger, basically, I like to think of it as doing a sound bath on steroids, because sound baths, for those that have maybe never done them, it's, the chiming bowls, and you're in a room, and they're doing the different frequencies using the meditative bowls or bells or tuning forks, and they're helping your body relax using sound waves. And it's usually just your auditory when you do the sound bath. But when you do vibroacoustic therapy, you're getting the auditory as well as the physical, because the sound waves are not just permeating your eardrums, they're permeating your entire body. So your body is being vibrated based on the frequencies of the sounds being emitted. And what they found is that in doing that, you can, help the cellular level and the cellular functions relax. And so it's really, really good for people that may have some neurodivergence, or if you're highly stressed and you haven't had that release. It's a great way to help your body truly from the inside out relax. So, and I remember, should we tell them the story?
Absolutely.
Of how we got the lounger?
Yes, when we went to that convention.
Yes.
For the first time.
Yes. So we're at a salt conference because we're geeks like that, and we like salt. Salt's good. That just made me think of Mr. Mackey. Salt is good.
Okay, stay anchored. Stay anchored.
Anyway.
You're spinning off the axis.
For all my South Park people, that's where that's from. Okay, anyway.
Okay.
So we're at this conference.
Yes.
And we've passed by it how many times? Because it was like towards the end of the conference when
it was
finally
every day, 3-4 times within the day.
We passed by this thing. And people would get on it and they're like, oh, it's so nice. And we're looking at it like, yeah, no way. Well, okay, it's a gimmick. That's what I thought. And then I think it was the morning of the last day.
And you got on it.
And I got on it because everybody just kept talking about it. And I was like, you know what, fine. I'm gonna try out this lounger. And I wasn't even on it for a whole minute. And I was like, this.
You fell in love with it.
It's amazing. I need this. And again, it was one of those things. I was like, I want it for our house. That's what I wanted. I was like, I need this. I know the perfect spot for it. You'll never get me off of it. And then I said, you have to come try it. And then I told you, I was like, well, we'll get it for the studio.
Yeah, because once we realized the price point, it was like,
I was like, there's no way he's gonna let me have this.
Oh. So the lounger, what makes the lounger unique, and let's make sure before we finish this episode that we actually let the people see and hear and experience the lounger as much as they can through video and sound.
Yes.
But the lounger use like the vibrations. One is like a little bit. Then two, so it's very comfortable. in that regard. But the actual sound, right? It gives you the surround sound, and the great thing is that it actually doesn't. It's not so loud that it disturbs. Once you go beyond like 5 feet, it's not like it's a distraction to anybody 5 feet away or further. So it kind of stays contained around the actual lounger itself, the little bed. And then two, the vibrations mirror the beat and the frequency and the rhythm of the music. And after a while, it just really just kind of like you start thinking, and then you just lull you into, and most people actually fall asleep on the thing. Right? Tell about the one person that tried it, and I think he was given a tour or something like that, and she had like a breakthrough or something.
Oh
like that.
My goodness, yeah. So this person is usually not an emotional type of person, per her words. And I was giving her a tour, and I was like, "Oh, you gotta just sit on it for a moment." And she sat down. And at first, everybody always sits very like, "Oh, I don't want to mess it up," or "I don't want to get too comfortable." And then they feel it, and they instantly like, oh, kind of melt into it. And that's what this young lady did. And all of a sudden, the floodgates just opened, and tears are running down her face. And I was like, here's some Kleenex, because we keep Kleenex all over the studio. And she's just like, I don't know what's happening. But through conversation, there's some personal things happening. And I think, she was keeping all of that kind of like contained. And in sitting on this lounger, all of that emotion that she had been containing and bottling up, which is not good for you, because that's how you get cancer. You bottle up your emotions, and they become, malignantized or metastasized or whatever they call it. And you get sick. I mean, that's how you get sick. And so her body was basically releasing, because the music that goes with the chair was created by a neuroscientist. I think he's part of the Mindstream group. You check out Mindstream. They're not paying me to plug them, but I'm going to plug them anyway, because they have great sound and vibrational music that you should try out if you need some meditative music. But anyway, so the music came from them, and so it just works at that deeper internal level, and it just released everything. And she felt so, I don't want to say free after, but it's just like that cathartic moment after. And even allowing for some clarity, I would say, or, just kind of like, here's maybe what I should do next. So it's almost like it gives you an opportunity to get to that meditative state without really even trying, so that you can heal internally.
Yeah.
Are you going to sleep?
Honestly, I'm not going to sleep, but I'm enjoying and
Because
getting relaxed.
I've been talking for
and I
like,
know, and I've been listening to you, and you sound so wonderful. Oh my God, the tone of your voice, mixture with the mood and everything like that, lulled me. Thank you. But yes,
I don't know if you're joking.
you know what I'm saying? A little bit of this, a little bit
See?
not. But nonetheless, I was paying attention.
Well, you're supposed to be like,
I was paying attention.
having a conversation.
I was listening first. I was being a good listener. Let's keep our stuff too.
We're not going to do any more sessions in these chairs, apparently.
Oh, these chairs are just absolutely wonderful. But when I get on it, I think the biggest benefit that I've seen for me on a lounger, and sometimes I feel like, man, I should use it way more often than I actually do. But just the peace of mind. right? Given that we work so hard and all the stuff we have on our plate with the different businesses, and truthfully, we work 7 days a week.
I
You
know.
know,
I know.
being entrepreneurs
It
and
is
startups that
not.
are like and then how ambitious we are and what we're trying to achieve. And so what I find is that I hold a lot of tension in my body, right? I have to be careful that I'm not like gritting my teeth or, and sometimes when I wake up, my jaw is kind of sore because I can tell I've been in my dreams. I'm really gritting and clenching a lot. And so I've been feeling that as of late, which I think those are all signs in the past. Is like, okay, it's time to do some relaxation and some like woosah kind of activities. And the sound lounger, when I do it, I feel amazing, right? But I'm like with everybody else, I gotta prioritize that relaxation more consistently, as well as when I do the sauna and the salt treatments and things of that nature, and the infrared. It's just my body, you know.
I don't mind getting
I
old.
need all of it. I need all of it, but I love it for how my body just eventually just release, right? And um, that feels like more if I get back to like a good baseline level after doing the sound lounger to me, right?
Cool.
Yeah. So
What else can we talk about sound?
what?
Okay, I have a philosophical question.
Okay, go.
So now that they're, more of the Western world is using sound too, and studying, scientists are studying the effects of sound. Do you think that, ancient history, like Egyptian, Pharaoh times, like, do you think they were using sound like that?
Absolutely, but I also think it maybe it was more prominent on different parts of the world. In my understanding, a lot of with the sound bowls and things of that nature comes from Eastern medicine, right? Eastern like philosophies of meditation and whatnot. So you're talking about India, I think, what I'm saying, use different sounds and rituals and things, activities, China. So yeah, I absolutely think
So
so.
we're
I don't
just
know quite
so it's like
if
modern
African.
time is basically just catching up.
Well, I think the problem is that to answer your question directly, yes, but I think it's from a certain different vantage point and mindset, right, of consideration. I think Western medicine, which will be put in a canon a lot of times of as the modern medicine of different eras, was really stuck on because of prejudices and sense of trying to be superior. Superiority over different groups. Did a lot of historically dismissive. It's not just in the area fields of medicine, but in all sorts of different fields. Was very quite dismissive of others' way of being. And I also think part of it as you're trying to establish the institution of what we consider of official knowledge in medicine, right? It's it's only allowing, it's like the scientific method, right, of testing things out. And so some stuff, it just wasn't thought of. I think between you sandwich those two together, and modern medicine just didn't really start considering different things. They just wouldn't even consider it to test to see if it's the efficacy of it, right? And once the mindset changed in the first half and being more open and open up the aperture of that other people, right, other groups may they've been practicing things for hundreds of thousands of years. And let's be curious about, do they have some real efficacy? Now, let's apply the scientific method and other things to try to test and see, right? And I think that's part of what we see in now. Yes, modern medicine, I think, is a state of mind shift. And then that opens up a whole bunch of doors of applying testing and rigor and investigating and being experimental and exploring, right? So, like, for example, in an article, it was talking about they seeing some improvement with using sound for erectile dysfunction, right? For the longest, if you think about it, one, men, if they had erectile dysfunction, they just like, well, you just ass out. Yes, I will. Right? They really didn't know what to do about it. Right? They wasn't really doing much of anything to do about it. You just had to suffer with it. And then they stumbled across Viagra because it was for
Yeah,
heart.
it
It
was
was a
for
heart
heart.
med. It was
Yeah,
a heart medicine,
get your blood
and
pumping
it found that it helps with
and
with
pump some
that.
other things too.
So, we often want to think of science and of medicine. It's all an exact science, and everybody just kind of just know. And really, I think if we open up our mind and really review it under this lens, is that science and also science medicine is just they're just figuring things out,
Yeah.
And the rigor of broadening the sample size allow and testing and figuring, and then from there, then you come with some standard practice. But even then, with that, there's still very few things that are just purely absolute, right? You do this, you get this outcome, or if you have these symptoms, that mean exactly this, right? It's variables, it's percentages, this is give you 50% chance that it would not let or 80% chance the cancer won't come back if you do this one treatment. You know what I'm saying? And if you do this, then your respiratory, it's about 80% chance. You're playing with averages and things. And so I think that finally the broader sense of Western medicine is starting to be open, because when we was children, when we was teenagers, people was poo-pooing on like Eastern philosophy stuff. So I think it's more of that. Yes, the answer to your question is yes, but I think the framing of it is really centered around the change in mindset and not being prejudiced about how other people have lived. And then now it's like, oh, now let's see if we can find the science in it, right?
Paradigm shifts, man.
Yeah. And so we all had those whole family remedies and things of that nature, right? But what is it actually technically doing on a chemical or biochemical level? We just know it worked, right? Putting onions, what I'm saying, in a room, and now we know for a fact that it absorbs bacteria out of a room, which helps reduce or overcome sickness, right? We literally now know how to test for that. And I think, man didn't catch up with some things we just kind of knew through experiential like science.
Or maybe it was like lost knowledge that some people
You say
handed
that all the
down, and I
time.
know
Maybe
it was lost knowledge, and some people still had it, but they didn't. It's almost like when you think about computer programming. Like,
okay, talk to me.
there's the old languages. There's still some companies still running on COBOL for all you young folks out there that don't even know what that looks like. Yeah, that's some fun stuff. And then now you've got like Ruby on Rails, and then there was uh, Python, and then now there's, I don't even know what the stuff is now. It's just like you write in a regular sentence and it knows what you want, versus if then statements and ones and zeros, a bunch of codes. So yeah, but you get a person that's doing comp sci now, and they've never seen COBOL before, and then they get to these old companies that still run that, and they're like, what is this?
I can
So
yeah. We know that there are things like dead languages.
Yeah.
civilizations that have fallen that we know exist, but we don't have much information and data center around it. And so I get your point, and it might be true, very, very true, that we culturally some things carried over, but fully understanding the scientific as to how and
to
why
build it, how to do it,
has
how
been
it works.
maybe lost.
Yeah.
And now we're rediscovering now under the frame of Western medicine, and then be able to then go even deeper as the science and the technology of the science, keeps expanding and making leaps and bounds, right? We need to have one day a talk
Yours
on.
is doing it again?
I think I may have accidentally hit it with my finger.
Oh.
I think at some point we probably need to talk about, not today, but we need to talk about how what it seemed like AI is going to be changing with overall health.
Oh, that's a great one.
There's some projection of some awesome, amazing things that the AI is going to allow us to move and figure out and calculate much faster than we have ever done before to solve some of the greatest mysteries with general health. People are projecting that like we may solve how to treat certain cancers much faster and more elaborate, because they can run the simulations of testing protocols, larger volume with higher level of speed. But we're gonna talk about that with the next one. Do we want to transition and let people see the Sound Lounger?
Yeah, let's do that real quick.
Okay.
So we'll be right back.
Yes.
With the Sound Lounger. Okay.
And we're back.
We're back. And this is vibing.
And so obviously if you on YouTube, you can see the Sound Lounger, right?
Now normally only one person's on it.
Yes. So I'm gonna step off so you can really kind of see exactly what it's like normally if someone is experiencing not, two people sandwiched on this thing.
I may go to sleep.
And then I want you to describe it, how it feels for the people who may be listening on Spotify and so forth.
All right. And they may be able to hear a little bit of the music with the or you can take my mic off and just hold it down.
That might overpower audio, but okay, so now describe.
It is, you know what? It is like that. It is like your whole body is going because I never said I could sing. I never said I could sing.
So it's about almost the width of a twin bed.
Almost, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's reclined back.
So you have zero gravity positioning.
Yes.
So your body is completely relaxed.
And your knees and your feet is almost elevated in line with your heart.
Yes.
Right?
There's
a pillow for your neck to catch your C vertebrae. So you can rest nice and comfortable. So your spine is pretty much probably should be in a proper alignment and in neutral position.
Yes.
And then do you feel the vibration all over, or is it in certain places?
It's all over, but it's you really feel it along like your spine. Like I feel it in my legs and even in my feet, but because of how you're sitting, it's just like it kind of cradles you and you really feel it in the spinal area, like up and down your spine. And then there's a nice warmth to it. And it's nice.
I love the music because it has this it's just enough amount of bass, but it feels kind of hollow, but it feels engulfing at the same time.
And you can put headphones on, so you could have truly like noise canceling headphones on. You still get the vibration, but you're getting more of that auditory sound so you can get yourself in, like if you want to do like HemiSync training or something like that. This will be, maybe I should do HemiSync on this.
Maybe.
We should probably do a thing on HemiSync and talk about HemiSync.
But I think it's also great for something like this if you was trying to do it for your own home, because you can literally step away about a good 5 feet, and now I hear it, but it's barely, the bass is actually feel like it's over there. It's not over here. And if I step further away, it doesn't impact. So I know when we got the lounger, I was a little concerned about like keeping it in an open space. Will it disrupt, the other areas and people having it, their moment of tranquility and stuff like that, because the sound is emitting out loud, but it stays contained center around the lounger, the bed itself to me. So, but it's more intense.
Would you like a try?
Oh, I'm gonna get on this once we're done with our podcast.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm gonna have me a moment.
Oh.
And decompress and get my sails in the right spot. See, you asked me to talk, and this is what you get. Okay, I'm sorry.
Anywho,
I'm gonna behave.
Anywho, all right. So I think we talked sound.
Yes.
We talked vibration.
Yes.
I talked about new research.
I think that's a good way to stop today.
Yeah.
A good point. Good stopping point.
And because I should probably stop, because I do need to go back to.
And you started to get sleepy. I see your eyes getting red. It's like
I just want to go lay down. I want to just like go to sleep. Can I go to sleep?
I could totally see it. It's doing its job.
It is.
The massage chair.
Which you almost had me. I was like starting to get like, what's he saying?
No, I should have fussed at you like you was fussing at me when I was starting to feel very relaxed. You going to sleep. You going to sleep. You going to sleep. You going to sleep.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining our ridiculousness yet again on Sauna.
So,
All right. See you guys next time.
All right.